Beside Margaret Thatcher, Norman Tebbit in triumph. As party chairman, he'd overseen her third general election victory. But aged only 56, he immediately retired from frontline politics. He said he wanted to care for his wife, Margaret, like him, injured by the IRA bomb at the Tory Conference Hotel in Brighton 4 years earlier. She was paralysed for life by her injuries. He attacked what he saw as the injustice of IRA prisoners released under the Good Friday Agreement.
My wife is still living with the consequences. Lots of other people have been let out of prison, but she's celebrating this year her 30th year in the prison of a wheelchair.
A former RAF fighter pilot, Norman Tebbit was later an airline pilot and an official in the pilots' union. He held his Essex seat from 1970, proudly proclaiming himself not a gentleman, an enemy, he said, of the establishment.
We will be there with you.
It all helped to bond him with Margaret Thatcher, and along with his populist, sometimes snarling turn of phrase, it put him at the front of the political stage.
I grew up in the 30s with an unemployed father. He didn't riot. He got on his bike and looked for work, and he kept looking till he found it.
For Norman Tebbit, his greatest achievement was reforming trade union laws and ending the closed shop, a tradition of compulsory union membership in some workforces, which he described as fascist.
The more the misery, the merrier the militants. So they misuse and they pervert the power of the trades union movement to stunt and cripple our industry, to impoverish our society.
For a while, he was seen as a possible successor to Margaret Thatcher, fighting culture wars 30 years before the term entered common use.
Why do you take on things like the BBC? Is it because you're basically a populist?
I think it's because, yes, you may well be right. I think it perhaps springs from the fact that I grew up not as part of any of these great worthy establishments, and therefore they can quite often irritate me beyond measure.
Do you want to be citizens of a European Union? No!
His long retirement included many returns to the fray. Under John Major's nose, he stirred up the rebellion against the Maastricht Treaty.
That treaty is a time bomb. It is ticking away.
Give you a second to talk to us about Lord Tebbit's speech.
It's unmentionable.
Throughout his career, Norman Tebbit rejoiced in a bother boy image.
You know, all this violence amongst unemployed British youth is the fault of a tiny minority.
Right!
Us.
Michael Foot had called him a semi-house-trained polecat. He spoke of a cricket test for immigrant families. Did they cheer England or their original family country of origin? He accused critics of apartheid of hypocrisy.
It might be thought that there could be just a touch of hypocrisy on the part of those who talk of the white African tribes as outsiders, as though they'd arrived at Cape Town yesterday, when those who say such things have themselves hardly had time to complete the journey from Heathrow to Hounslow West before they are claiming British rights.
He talks about tribalism. I know what tribe he belongs to. He's a Philistine.
When Margaret Thatcher died, he spoke in the House of Lords of how he wished he'd still been at her side when cabinet colleagues mounted their coup against her.
And I left her, I fear, at the mercy of her friends. That I do regret.